This
Software
conference
development.
will now be recorded.
Yeah, what is software development lifecycle? What does it contain? It contains multiple phases of entire development of our project. So what is the first step? The first step is designing. So we have to design. So this is the design phase. It will contain multiple steps I will cover. So what is the first step? It is design. The second one is based on the designing, we are going to build. Build means we are going to develop, and then we are going to test it. And then after that, if at all everything is okay after building and testing, we are giving those APIs to client so that he can deploy on his server. Then we can also do secure monitoring after deploying our whatever APIs we have. We can monitor them, troubleshoot if at all any problems are coming, and management, like how many we are going to see how many APIs are running properly. We can manage them. So this is the basic software development lifecycle. Until today, what we have seen in the development, we have been understanding about building. So how to build based on database connectors or FTP connector, how to do multiple operations. We have seen in this phase. We have been in this phase, building. And we have been doing manual testing. Like if at all we are developing any APIs, we have been testing through Postman, right? So today we will see what is the first step. So I have been gone to design step before only, because first when we build it for understanding purpose, we will understand what is an API, what are the background steps we are doing that, and what. So we have to have the basic understanding, right? For API, we are passing some request, from some response is coming. We can give URI parameters, query parameters, like that. So for that purpose, I have explained build first. So now that we have understood the APIs building and how the structure is and what we are doing in that level, we can understand about design phase. Okay. So for design phase, what is required is in MuleSoft, we require RAML. So basically, when we have seen some WSDLs, right? In the beginning classes, we have seen the SOAP WSDL. So if you open any SOAP WSDL, what we'll have there? We will have, if you open any WSDL in the browser, you will be seeing what is the request type, what is the response type, what is the URL. So everything will be there. So grammar is also similar thing. So let's say suppose the client comes to you. So until now, what we have discussed, like let's say this is we have been developing, right? In the first development classes, we have been developing this one. Like we have to add employee, we have to update employee, like this. So when we are doing this one, client will not give exact the structure. What client will say is he wants some operations to be done, like he wants to create an employee in database. So for that one, he will not, from the beginning only, he will not give what is our method required, what is the JSON type. He will not give anything in the beginning starting phase. For that, we have to assume few things and we have to go ahead and build our API. So if we directly go and build our API, what will happen if at all client says, no, I don't want my API to be add, but I want to be this one as add, the naming convention should be different, like add API or something like that. So in that case, if at all he says in the build phase without any designing phase, we have to go and redevelop everything again, right? We have to do changes, we have to test it again, everything. So to avoid this one, to avoid this coming back and forth with the client, what we are doing is we are having a design phase where we can tell client that these are the APIs we are going to give you. This is how the API will look. So instead of the real implementation of what is going to happen, so instead of really implementing, really building the APIs, we are going to simulate them. That is using RAML. So what is here? Here we have first is designing. So using RAML, I will explain you what is RAML and how to build that. So first we will design one RAML, and using that RAML we will simulate. So instead of the real implementation, we will simulate our APIs so that client can understand what is happening, how the API will look, how the method, what method we are giving. So if at all, let's say I'm giving post. So here we have seen for update, first we have taken post, and we are giving this to client. So if the client wants, I don't want this to be post, but I want this to be patch, then in that case, in the design only we will change. And after everything, so after simulating, we will take the feedback. So whatever the client gives the feedback. So let's say based on feedbacks, he wants some changes. We will do all the changes required by client and then validate with the client. See, these are changes you have suggested. We have done these changes, and is everything is okay for you? Is the design is okay for you? So if at all these phases are completed, then our API specification will be ready. So when I say API specification, so whenever the client asks, right, we cannot simply go ahead and create a text file like, see, this is one API I will be developing, like this post I will be developing. I will be having some URL, example URL, and my request will be JSON. So in this way, if we say to the client, he will not understand. He will be having an idea, but he will not have a clear picture like what is happening. So how the request and response will be coming. Even though we give examples, it won't look good, right? It is not following the standard. So for that, Mule has introduced a RAML. It is a language where we can do globally. So whoever uses Mule, they can globally use the standardized language to describe what is happening in the API. Okay, so let's see how to do these steps. So in this class we will see how to build our RAML based for our APIs, whatever we have discussed. So these APIs we have already covered the second part, that is building part. So now we are coming back and we are seeing design phase, how the design phase will go for these APIs. Okay, for this one, for design phase we have to go to the Anypoint platform, cloud platform. So until now what we have seen, we are building everything in our on-premise Anypoint Studio. Okay, for design phase, it will be better if we use Anypoint cloud platform for designing RAMLs. We can build in our Anypoint on-premise studio also. We can design in our Anypoint on-premise studio also. But Design Center in cloud provides many facilities for us, which will be easy to build RAML files. Okay, what is the full form of RAML? This one. RESTful API Modeling Language. So this is what is here name only we can understand. RESTful API Modeling Language means whatever the REST APIs we are going to develop, for that we are modeling those APIs, means we are just simulating those APIs, means we are just structuring them. That's all. We are not building the real implementation here. So let me go and show you how we do that in Design Center. So every one of you has signed up for Anypoint platform, Anypoint cloud platform, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it is
signed up but
in the
forgot.
beginning.
No problem.
Yeah,
You
it's been
can
long time.
yeah, that should not be a problem. Anyhow, when we register for this, right, it will be free and valid for only 1 month. We are doing just for learning purpose, right? So for us, free will be enough. So you can create one more account. It should not be a problem. Give one more email and you can just sign up for it. Okay. So here
Okay.
on the
Okay.
okay. In the beginning classes we have seen what are all the things Anypoint platform contains. So if we go in the Anypoint platform, so here you will have a toggle button. You can see all the things. We have design, we have exchange, we have management center, under which we have API manager, runtime manager. So we will go through all of this in the coming classes. Right now we'll see what is the design center. So whatever we are going to design, we have to do in the design center. Click on design center. So whenever you open, nothing will be there here. Since I have just created sample one, it is there here. So click on new, create new. So you will see multiple options here, like new API specification. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to build a API specification. So if you see here, for this one, whatever design, simulate, feedback, validate. If all these steps are completed, it means we are building API specification. And based on this API specification, we will be building and testing it. After this building and testing phase completed, we will give it service with APIs. Means we are giving whatever the project with APIs, so that those APIs can be secured, deployed, monitored. All these things can be happening. So what we have to create is we have to create a new API specification. It means new API spec. So here we will have other options also. No need to worry about these options. We will go through it in next steps. New fragment, what is fragment? New mule application. So actually, we can as I mentioned in the beginning classes, we can build through our online platform also, but it will be not so user friendly. So mostly 95% of people will prefer Anypoint Studio on premise for development and Anypoint cloud platform for designing and deploying. So let me create the new specification. I will create new API specification. Give a title. So I am giving title for my first project. So let's say this is our fresh requirement, and I'm building a new API specification for my new project. I will say onboarding, or I will say employee on board. So until now, what we have seen, all the examples, we have been creating some employees, we have been updating employees. So we have taken examples like, let us say we are updating a HR database or finance database, something like that. So this is just for use case. I'm giving employee on board. You can give, so in the real-time projects we have to understand what is happening, so why we are doing that particular project, and we have to name it based on that one. And here you have multiple options. So these are all the old options. RAML 1.0 is the new updated one. So select that one, RAML 1.0, and create API spec. So it will be opened like this. So whatever it is there, it is giving the version RAML 1.0 title, and it is giving like this. Title is whatever the we have given project name. So here what we have to do, the next step is click on enter. So here you will be seeing all the options. Among all these options, you can select any of them. So let's say no need of remembering the script, no need of remembering the structure and all. Just follow this one, whatever it is coming, follow this one. Suppose let's say I want to add description. So I will give description. This API spec is for employee onboard operations. Okay, I will give description. Please stop me whenever you have doubt. Okay, whenever you have any doubt, please interrupt me in between. It's not a problem. We will go through it again.
Okay, Kirti.
Okay. After description, click on enter, and it will show you other things which we can keep. So let's say I want to keep base URL. So here what base URL will be having. So remember we discussed about what is the structure, right? So here this is our protocol, and this is our host, this is port, and this is my sorry, not this one. This is my base path, and this is my sub path. So here it is asking what is base URL. So I will give from here this one to this one. So generally this we came up in the build session. So if you want to keep that in generally in the design session only, you can give whatever you have in mind. Let's say you don't have employee, but you have employee onboard, something like that. Just give it. This is just for example. We are not building it. We are just designing it. So base URI, I will keep it. Okay, and click on enter. Now you can see other things like all these things. So now we can start with our whatever we have. So let's say I want to build my first one. So give the resource step. So what is my next step is, we are giving the details about our API, our main API. Main API means our main project. After this one, what we have to give is, we have to give our definition for other APIs. So client will be saying like this, no, update, then delete, then what we have, delete and get. Yeah, get employees, like this he will say. So you will not be having all these things because we have developed in the developing section. So let's say you have only these details. And for create employee, what you want to try is, okay, let's say I will give create, or I will say whatever you want. So this is just a design phase. So in the design phase, you can simply give whatever it came into your mind, or basically if at all client gives any requirement, you have to give it. Let's say I will give create, and I will give colon. So it came already. So on the right side, you will be seeing whatever we are giving here. Some endpoints will be created. This is a so this is a structure where it will show us for simulating. So as I mentioned, what is the second step here? Simulating. Simulating means it will be giving us our feeling that it is getting created, like that. So I have done a create resource. Whatever we are doing, it means resource. So here we have methods, right? We have discussed in the starting class of REST explanation. Whatever in REST we deal with, it's called as resource. So here create employee is a resource. So I will say create, and I will click enter. So it automatically came to the next indentation. So if you see here, it is not starting with this first point, but it is having one space and it is starting with this point. In RAML, indentation is very important. Even if we miss one space, it will come as error. Okay, please keep in that mind. So if at all you missed one space or something, you clicked backspace by mistake, so it will not work as expected. So go back to the main thing and click on enter. It will come as expected. Now after this one, what is my method? It will ask me. So we can give all these things. So let's say I want to give description first. Create description. What is this API used for? This API is for creation of employees. I will give and I will click on enter. So again I will get what are the options I can select. So let's say I want my method. So this is method. So I will say, since this is create, I will give post method. Okay, after giving post, you see it came again to the next. It is giving two spaces indentation. So this here indentation is very important. Keep that in mind. So after post, what we can give? We can give. So let's say for the post I have I'm giving body. So we are giving body for the post, right? So I will select body. And after body, what is my type? I want to give my type as, let's say, JSON. I will give JSON. And after that, I want to declare the type of JSON. So for that, I will give one example. Okay, here in the example, since we have, like, if you want to, while designing session, if you come up with some structure, you can give that. So I will give this structure. Let's say I am coming up with this structure. So here, if you see, I'm pasting this one. It came here somewhere in the beginning. So you just need to adjust the indentation. Give one tab like this. Set the indentation. Okay. See, whenever I created this one create, it came create here. And whenever I created a post, the method is coming here, post. And after this one, what I will say, I will give responses. So this is my body and this is the request, right? Whenever we say body means this is a request. And after this one, what I will say, I will give response. So where to give response? It should be in line with this body. So I will give backspaces and I will come up to body like this. Okay. And here I will have responses. Click on responses. So here we have discussed about the response codes, right? There are many response codes. So here, let's say I will give for 200. So here it will become 200. For 200, I will give description like this is the response for success. So if we give, so what is the purpose of this one? If we give this file to client, he will understand more clearly. I will explain you how he will understand. I will click on enter. And I will give for 200. I have given the description. This is just for description, means it is just for understanding purpose. Again, after what I will give, we are getting response in the body, right? So I will give body. And what is my body type? Application JSON. And how my JSON will be?
Kirti, I have a doubt here. Why
Yeah.
you created body again when we already have, we didn't even close the body, right?
Yeah, here body here in the post after body represents the request body. After that, we are getting responses. So here you see we have heading called as responses. For responses also we have body, right? So here if you remember, we have given like something like this, our response. So this should also be declared here. Whatever the type request body, this is first body is for request, second body is for response.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. Okay. So here I will say body. This is the so here you see there is description only explains. This is the response for success. How my response it should be? I will give my after application JSON I should give example, and after example I will give my example. That's all. Copy this one and I will paste it. Set the indentation. Select whatever it is not aligned. Click on tab like this. Indentation. Okay. After this one, I want to give one more. All the responses we can capture. So for 200, we have given the response and example. Like that, let's say I want to give the response type also like this. Come until 200, it will come all the options. So in the last classes we have seen, right, for 400 bad request we have given for using error handling and exception handling we have seen, right? So for that also I want to give, let's say I will give 400. So what does 400 represents? I will just give the description. This is the response for bad request. Let's say this is bad request. I will click on enter. So automatically it will come whatever we can pass. Body. So in the body, again what we should do, what is the type? So for this also the body type is application JSON, and I will give example. What is my example? Let's say for this one only, I will copy this one and I will paste it. So for this one I will give status code as 400, and here bad request. I will give something like this. And if you want one more response also, you create in the similar way. Go back until where we have 400. You can see the lines here, right? I have a line under 400. So come until that point. Now let's say I want 201 or 202. It means come here, description. I will say this is the response for updation. Okay, we'll see for updation. This is not for updation. This is for creation, right? I will remove this one. Instead of 201, I will give 404. And I will give, click on enter, description. This is the response for method not found. Something like this. And after that I will click enter. And what we have to give for this one, how my body will be. Body, application JSON, example, and I will give my example. In the similar way, I'll just copy this one. I will paste this one. That's all. So here I will say 404, and this is method not found. So in the similar way, we can give any number of responses, whatever we need. Okay, so this is for first one. For updation, again we have to create in a similar way. For saving this one, you can simply click on this one and do a control list. It will save automatically. I will say. So for creating the next one, you cannot create in the middle. You have to go back to the first step here until this one in the first place. See here, where is my create? My create is here in the first step. I mean the first place. So I have to come back to the same thing and I will create for, let's say we have update, right? Yeah, update. So I will do for update colon enter. So it came here. Now I will give patch. Let's say patch I'm giving, and I'm giving description. What is this description? This API is for updating employee, and then enter. So now for this also I'm giving body. Let's say here I want XML type. In the first one I am giving JSON type. Now I want XML type. So I will give XML. And also I will give example. For this example, I will give my XML example. That's all. So for this one also set the indentation. So indentation is very important. Even if you miss one space, it will come error. Okay. After this example, I will say enter. So here we have given the request example in the body. After this, what I will say, I will give response. I will have responses. And here I will give whatever I have given in the beginning. So let me just copy that one. So what do we have here from here until this one? So everything is same, right? So I will give the same thing. Responses, I will not copy responses. I will give 200. So I will just copy it and paste it here. So if you see here, it while copying and pasting, it will come in a different way. So it will come in a different indentation. Just set it. So if you don't feel like setting is you don't understand how we are going to set, and if any problem occurs while setting, just simply type it out. It will be very easy. So while in the beginning you will see some difficulties, like how to do this, you will have some confusion. But if you have practice, it will be very easy, because it doesn't involve the real time coding, right? We are simply just keeping whatever we are having here. We are just simply keeping that. So here, if you see, it is still saying error. So what is this error? Syntax error in the following text. So it is better I will remove and I will just do it again. For everything, it is coming like that only. Patch. Okay, this is the request body. It is better we type it out again. So sometimes copy and pasting works, but sometimes it will not work. Better you do responses. So after this one, so if I remove everything, the error went, right? So error. So here a response I will give 200. What is my description? This is response, sorry, for success update. Okay, I will give body application XML example. After example, I will give my example. So let's say my example is this one. So set the indentation. I will select this one and I will do tab. That's all. In a similar way, I will give one more response for bad request, or I will say 500 also, it will be fine. So for 500, I will give description. This is response for internal server error, and enter. You'll have body, give application XML, give example, and here I will give my example. So in the same structure will be there, but value will be different. Like I will set the indentation. This is 500, and I will give internal server error. Okay, let's see here, update success. 400 not found. So here we have created for two things. One is for create API and the other is for update API. Let me save this. So here, if you on the right side, if you see, we have the API here, and if you scroll down, you will be able to see two things: create, post, update, patch. So we will give this YAML file. So whatever, when I say YAML file, so whatever we have done here, this is in the YAML language. Okay, so what we will do is we will just export it here, and we will say we can download it and we can give it to client. He will import in his cloud Anypoint platform, and he will see. Otherwise, if at all this Anypoint platform belongs to client only, no need of doing that. He can simply log in with his user and he will see. So what he will see, he will not see the entire language here. He will not understand, right, what is happening, because he will not be this very sound in technical. He will just see what are here: create, post, update, patch. He will click on post. So he can see how the API looks. HTTP localhost 8081 employee. Okay. And he will have the posts similar like this. So this is the entire API. He can even try it. If we click on try, it will go down. If you see, the body is there. So whatever we have given in the example, that comes here. And I will say send. If we do a send, it is saying body request cannot be made to the type API. 400 bad request. Let's see what is happening. Let me go to here. I will say I will select this one. So here we have I will explain you in a bit. Let me just check it here. Okay, so what happened is here we are testing it our API. So here in this way we can check. So whenever the client says, he will not see the real implementation. This is just a simulation. So in this one, in this steps, do you see any database connections? Did we develop anything? We did not develop anything. We are just simulating what is, how the request will be and how the response will come. And what I have done here is, here if you see there are two options, documentation and mocking service configuration. So documentation means this simulation, whatever we are seeing. So what is the documentation means? It will just document it in an understanding way. What is, how the URL will be there, and what is the body, and we'll say, I will say format JSON. It will format again, send. So how the response will be coming? So it is coming 200 okay, because we have given in this one of the responses is 200 okay, like that. And it will give the sample response also. In this way, in this we are simulating the request and response. And what is this one, mocking service configuration is, here we have option to make our URL public. So if I give this URL to you, you can also run it and you can see it. Let me test it. 1 second. I will see in my browser whether it is working or not. So this is for public URL. We can test it with this URL. And I will say whatever we have given, create, right? I will click on enter. Get method not found. Let me check. This is post, and basically when we do in this one, it will say something like this. We will check for get method. Okay, or we can check in post method as well, or postman as well. So we'll give request and we'll see in the postman whether it is working or not. We will give the same request and we'll send it and we'll see. So I will click on the next one. I will give my URL and my API name create, and I will give post body raw. This is JSON type. And what is my request? Go to the documentation and check whatever the request we are having here. Where is my try it? Yeah, click on try it. You will have the request format. I will copy it and I will give it here, and I will send it. See, it is coming 200 success. So what we are trying to achieve here, we are simply mocking the service. Mocking the service means we are simulating the service. We are not implementing anything here. So what is the advantage here? So whenever we give this to client, we are giving this URL and we are giving the request and response. So he will say, like, I will like the structure of this one, but I don't like the name or naming convention. Give me something like this, EMP ID, EMP name, like this. He want his request parameter something like this. And also he did not like the API name. He did not like create. He did not understand what is the create. So instead of that, he wants something like, give me add API or add employee. Give me something like this. So at that time, based on that feedback of client, no need of doing anything in development, no need of changing anything, but you can simply come and do changes here. You will say, okay, we are based on your feedback, I am doing changes. So you have told instead of create, I am doing add employee. Okay, I have done that change. And you are saying instead of ID here, I want EMP ID. And for name, I want EMP name. And status, EMP status. So you want something like this. Okay, I have made the change. So for that one, just simply click on save and ask the client to test it again. So for that, what you can do is, after doing, just need to go and refresh here. In the documentation, you will have the toggle button here, 3 lines. Click on this one, you will see the updated one. We no longer see create here because we have updated our create to add employee. Go to this add employee, click on post, you will see the same screen, and you can click on try it. If you see here, body will be updated automatically because in the example we have given, we have updated. And what client will do? Okay, the changes they're very good. The changes are good because I see that my API name is add employee, and I can see post as well. And if I send this response, I will be getting response something like this. So he will understand that whenever a real-time API is developed by us, whenever we give our API, this should look something like this. So based on this, he will understand. So whenever we say client, right, client may be technical person or he may not be technical person. He will just have some overview, that's all. What are APIs, how to hit it, how to get the response. He will have just that knowledge. So based on that knowledge only, we have to make most of it. So here he will see status code and message. He will say, I don't like this status code, make it just as code. So at that time, what we have to do? Come to our response and we should change our code. I will remove this one and I will save. And again give it to client. Add employee. You can test it in the post and try it. And we'll say send. And it will come code. In this way, what we are trying to achieve here, we are designing, we are simulating, and we are getting the feedback from client or customer, whoever may be. We are getting the feedback and we are making it validating. Validating means after the feedback, receiving feedback, we are making changes as per the requirement and we are giving for the validation. If at all client says he's happy with whatever we have designed, whatever we have shown, if at all he's happy, then we will go for building phase. Okay, any questions here?
You said
No,
like a
Kirti.
request URL is public, right?
Yeah.
So that we can also access, right? That you said public.
Yes. Let me give you that one URL. You should also access because I made it public. So here this one, right? I will give you. This is the request. Just try it in Postman. It should work for you also. And this is a let me give you the updated one. So we have updated our request, right? I will give you the updated request. I will say format and copy. Yeah. Try it on your machine.
Resource not found. It is coming. You think? Did I anything wrong?
Did you give post?
Post only method. I gave method as post. The same URL and employee ID 100 and employee name ABCD. Employee status A. JSON format only. I sent the request.
It should be working generally. Let me see.
Error trying to find the resource. Create.
Okay. Wait a minute. So here I have changed this one, right? I have changed the add employee. I have given you the old URL. Let me give you this one. It should not this one. Let me just check it. So here I will say in this one
I
I will.
also got the same error, Kirti.
Yeah. 1 minute. This one should work for you because I have remember I have changed it from create to add employee, right? That's why it is not working for you. Let me give you this one. Yeah. So this will work. Add employee will work. Give this one. Is this working?
Kirti is showing me the error like
Same.
could not trace parameters. The resources was found, but an error happened while tracing the parameters. And
Where are you sending? Are you sending in Postman or Google Chrome?
in Postman, Kirti.
I got success response.
Who is this? Bhimeshwar?
With new URL, I got success response with 200 code and message is success. Yeah, it's working for me.
Okay. Yeah, so then it should work for others also. Can you just this one check the URL once again, and this is the latest request.
Yeah, Kirti, now it's showing success.
Okay.
Actually, at last in the URL, it's by default it's occupying a space. So
Okay,
after
okay, okay.
doing
That's
the
fine.
backspace, I got the success message.
Okay, fine, fine. It is working for you, right?
Yes, Kirti.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we make sure you also got this response. Very good. So here, what is the advantage you can able to see, right? With through this one, we are able to mock the service before the actual implementation. We are not building anything right away. We are simply what we are doing. We are designing and we are giving it to client. Based on that, he can give some feedback, and we can do in the similar way. If I just click on this one and I will say I will not make it public, it won't work for you. See, it is coming. Previous link has been invalid. If I send it from here also, it will not work. See, the requested resource could not be found. So this is based on our wish. So if at all you want your API to be public by sharing the URL, you can just give it to client. Or if you want it to be public, if you don't want it, you can stop it. Okay.
Okay, get this. Kirti here, it's mocking in the sense we are mocking DB here, right? So without a DB, we are able to get the response what we have done till yesterday,
Yeah.
right?
Whatever the operation is.
డిమ్ అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు. సరే పెడుతున్నా తీసుకుని.
Devanand, can you please mute? Yeah,
Sorry, Kirti.
It's okay. Yeah, Bhimesh. So here we are doing irrespective of database or Salesforce. Until now we don't know what is our target system. Okay, this is irrespective of target system. Let's say the database is there, FTP is there. We don't require anything at all. We are simply building what is request, what is response, how my URL will be appearing. That's all. This is none of our concern. So after this one, so basically we'll understand through our implementation only. In the requirements only, client will say my target should be database or something like that. So instead of implementing the real database connection and connectivity, we are mocking it, and we are just giving the response something like this. Even though we are not handling any database now, we are giving the success response so that client can understand how the response looks like.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see.
Kirti,
Yeah.
yes, one small example. In the same way, instead we did like this, right? So we have some other tool we can able to do the same way in mocking. In Ready API, we created mock service like this. So what is the difference? You have any experience or idea on that? Any difference between these two actually? Because here it is
Which
taking more
two?
coding knowledge. Ready API tool in SOAP UI is there, right? So SOAP UI
Yeah.
advanced version, Ready API one, Ready API tool is there. There also we used to do like this, but this much code was not there. Only we had to only if and else condition. We have to give this you gave, right? Response 200 is for pass and when and bad request
Okay.
500 and like that we used to give method not found like that we used to give. But this much code we didn't write there actually.
Okay. Okay. I don't have that idea on Ready API, Vimeshwar. But what I can tell you is this is the standard structure followed by MuleSoft. So we have to
Okay.
follow this one in MuleSoft for MuleSoft APIs.
Okay. Fine,
Okay.
Kirti, thank you. Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. So here until now what we have seen body only, right? Let's see how to give the URI parameters and query parameters here. So I will give. What is my next API? Let's say I will give my API is get and my query parameter. Or let's start with this URI parameter. I will say delete. Oh, no need of giving this. I will give delete and give next. So here, how we have to pass our URI parameter. Generally, if you remember in listener, what we are trying to do, we will give like this, right? Like this. So here also we need to do the same thing. I will give slash. I will give ID. That's all. And enter. So I will give the description. This is for this API is for deleting employee. And I will click on enter. So what this method is doing, this method we have selecting delete. And what we are doing, so we have already taken the parameters. So here I will just let me give body. No need of giving body here because we have URA parameter there, right? I will say that's all. And I will say here headers. Oh, no need of headers also. Just give me a minute.
Protocol, I think. Protocol is not required.
Protocol is not required. So here protocol means HTTP or HTTPS.
Oh, HTTP, sorry. Okay.
Here
Query
this is for query parameters means we have query parameters, right? So here there are differences, right? So query parameters means it should be having question mark like this, ID equals to something like that. Okay, let me just check. In the previous ones I have done something like this. Let me save this one first. So instead of this one, I can give. Let's give the response and see. Response 200. Description. This is for success, and I will give body application JSON, and I will give response like this. Okay, so here see it is throwing error because I forgot to give examples. I just gave after application JSON. I just gave the example. I have to give here example. Then this should come like this, and I will simply remove this one, whatever it is there, and one tab should be there after this one like this. Now the error has gone. If you see here, you will get delete ID. Let me test it. Try, and we have try it. So here I will give ID. So here if you see, it is automatically coming URI parameter ID. So I will give ID 100 and I will send 200 success. That's all. Okay. If at all you want to give query parameter, you can simply say I will do get, and no need of doing query parameters here. Get, sorry, not get. Okay, we have what we have given. Fetch. Let's say, yeah. So it's say fetch colon enter, and I will do get, and I will give description. This API is for getting employee details. Enter. It will come. So here I can give query parameters. I will give what is my query parameter. I will give emp ID. Enter. And I will say this is required. So here we can give whatever. Suppose let's say this is required compulsory. So I will give required equal to true. Enter. And after this one, I will just simply say display name. So whatever we have given. So here we can give example also. For emp ID, let's say I want to give example. Like here only I will give example. I will say 500 is my example. Enter. I will give enter something. Let me just give it back. Example. I will give default value. This is number. Something default number it will come. Enter. And I will set the response. So I have to go back. I will come here until this one. And wherever my query parameter is there, I will come here. I will give responses. And I will give 200. Description. This is for success. This is the response for success, and I will give body application JSON example, and I will give my example. So here I have this one, right? Response. I will just set this one. That's all. Save it. So now you can see all this one. You see 4 APIs: add employee, update, delete, and fetch. Let's try it. Get, try it. So basically, whenever I'm giving, the default will be number. So if I remove this number and I give 700 as default, 700, it should come here. Why it is not coming? I'll give here, save. See here, it is coming 700 as default. You can keep default or you cannot keep, it's your wish. If you want to keep default, it will come. I will say 100. Send. Whatever we have given response, that is coming. Okay, so in this way, whenever the client we have given the RAML file, RAML we have developed, he will not go to the code and he will check everything. He will simply check in the documentation. Okay, for this employee, for this project, we have this many APIs. Let me check each API. He will go and test it on his own. Right? He will give whatever it is there. Everything will be automatic, right? He won't need to do anything. He will just send the request and he will see the response. What is like this? What is like this? That's all. So based on this feedback, we will develop it. So here design, we are doing designing RAML. We are simulating what also basically when we say we are simulating, RAML itself only simulating. We are just showing that to client. And based on his feedback, we are doing some changes and getting validated from him. And after this when everything is finished, our API specification is ready. So that means our APIs, whatever we have developed, right? This is called as API specification document. So based on this one only, we have to go and develop our Mule project. So no need to again check this one how we are doing. So based on this RAML only, automatically we can create our Mule project. So how to create automatically Mule project in Mule in Anypoint Studio, and how to deploy our project, we can see in the tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay. Yeah. After login to Design Center, can you show me the navigation where we went to?
Sure. Here, click on this one.
Here.
So here, click on this one, Design Center. Click on this Design Center. So now I have created, so this one, right? That is what it is showing. Click on here, create new API spec. So give the project name and you will start. So if you give here example, create API specification. It will come like this. It will start from title. From this one, you can start. Click on enter. Whatever it is coming here, click on description and then enter. You can give base URI, then enter. And then you can start with your APIs. Like add, I will give colon, enter. What is the method? I will say post, then enter. Description, enter. Body, application JSON, example. Like that, give your example here. After that one, go back to body and give response. Response 200. You can give description, enter, body, application JSON, example. That's all. Okay. For your reference, I will be sending you this whatever file I have developed, right? I will be sending you so that you can have reference and you can do it on your own.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kirti.
Thank you. Bye.